welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna be planting tomatoes and eggplants. So you can see I have different tomatoes. I'm gonna be planting cherry tomatoes, Roma tomato, the delicious, and the stick hybrid. And for the eggplants, we are going to be planting the Black Beauty and early long purple eggplants. So after you fill up the little plastic cups like this, you are going to label them. So I got little labels for each tomato plant. I didn't label these right here because that's going to be the same tomato at the bottom. So eventually I will have to label these and this one as well to make sure I know which one is which one. So to start with, we are going to make, it's just a Sharpie. I'm using it to make little holes. So we're going to make small holes. So I'll make just 3 in each, just to make sure one of them is going to germinate. One of the seeds will germinate. Sometimes if you plant just one, it might not come out. So just to make sure one of them come out, we're just gonna make 3 holes and plant 3 seeds. So there's going to be 1 seed in each hole. And same thing for the eggplants. So it's going to be the same way I'm going to plant the eggplants. So the holes are probably like 1/4 of an inch deep. You don't want it to be too deep, but you want to make sure you will cover it with the soil. So here you go. So it's 3 holes in each plastic cup. It's filled up with the seed starting mix. In my previous videos, I showed you how to sterilize the seed starting mix. Make sure you don't have any fungus gnats, and how to avoid different funguses and algae growing on the top. We're gonna sprinkle it with some cinnamon after we're done planting the seeds. So watch my previous video for the sterilization of the seed starting mix, and I use Jiffy, the brand Jiffy organic seed starting mix. Make sure I sterilize it, fill up the cups. So now we can start planting. We're gonna start with the steak. I believe this was the brand Burpee. I never had any issues with this brand. Actually, I love this brand. So we're gonna pour. I don't have a lot of seeds left, but I think I have enough for this season. So you can see this is our tomato seeds, and they are very small. So we're gonna put 1 seed in each hole. So this is tomato steak, and these going to be growing in these cups for a couple of weeks, and when they get bigger, I'm gonna have to transplant them in bigger cups, because what happened is the roots gonna start growing out of these cups. And when the roots start growing up, that means it's too small for these cups. So we did the tomato steak. Now we're gonna do the tomato. We're gonna do the tomato delicious. This is right here. So the same thing. This is the brand Burpee. I'm gonna plant 1 seed in each hole. Tomatoes are very easy to grow, So you can't go wrong with tomatoes. They are very, very easy to grow. Tomatoes, cucumbers, even eggplants are easy to grow. So next, tomato Roma. It's the same thing, burpee. And actually, these are the seeds from 2020. I don't know if you can see. So a lot of people throw away their seed. They think, oh, it expired, I'm gonna throw it away. Actually, you can use seeds, I think, up to 8 to 10 years. Depends on the vegetable or fruit that you're planting. On average, I think it's 5 to 10 years. So I will keep these and I will use them until I'm out of seeds. Why throwing them away? Just throwing the money away. And you know, that's how they make their money. A lot of people don't know that you can actually use your seeds for years. And what's gonna happen if the seeds, if they go bad, they're just not gonna sprout. So that's the only way you know that those seeds are very old. But you can keep planting the seeds and using it for years until you run out. So then we're gonna plant tomato cherries. So these are the cherry. It's called Baxter's Bush cherry. So all these seeds, I planted them last year and I had a great success growing tomatoes last year, and they just grew crazy. So it was a lot of tomatoes. I never had any issues with that. So I'll put the rest back. So we did the tomato part. Now we're gonna do the eggplants. This is called Eggplant Burpee Black Beauty. So burpee. And so you can see this is the eggplant seeds. They look a little bigger than the tomatoes. So we're gonna do the same thing, one seed in each hole. There you go. So I'm gonna have 2 of these plastic cups full of the eggplant seeds. Just these 2 gonna be the Black Beauty, and the third one's gonna be the early long purple. That's gonna be this last cup right here. And these are good too. They just little like smaller eggplants, and they actually grow quicker because they are smaller. And I like to plant different varieties of eggplants and tomatoes and cucumbers. I just like to try different varieties. But you can pick whatever you like. If you don't like cherry tomatoes, grow something else. Grow Roma or steak. I just like different kind of tomatoes and peppers and eggplants. So we already planted all those seeds. Now what we're gonna do, I just use my finger and close the little hole. Here you go, like this. So we're gonna close all the tomatoes and the eggplants. After we're done doing this, we're gonna sprinkle it with cinnamon. This trick works. It helps with the allergy growing. It's gonna be like the greenish at the top. Sometimes it's white stuff growing on the top. I don't know, it might be some kind of other fungus. But just pat it down. Then we're gonna use some cinnamon. This is my trick. Sprinkle cinnamon. It helps a lot. So I'll do sprinkle the whole tray. So this is how it looks. So after we're done sprinkle the cinnamon, I will water it from the bottom. I will pour some water in this tray, and I will let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes. And whatever is not absorbed, these cups have holes at the bottom, and this is gonna be, the water's gonna be absorbed through these holes, and the soil gonna suck all the water. So whatever is left at the bottom of the tray, whatever water is left, I'm just gonna dump it out, and we'll place this tray on one of these. If you can see, I got my grow stations, so you can tell I have some stuff growing already. These are cabbage and lettuce, spinach, onions growing. So I'm going to place it on one of these, on my grow stations. So it's going to be placed on one of these heat mats, and you can find these at Home Depot, I believe Lowe's. I got these from Amazon. That's the brand Vivo Sun. It's 10 by 20 and 75 inches long, so it's perfect. You can place 2 trays actually, and it gets nice and warm, and it helps germinate quicker. And tomatoes love warm weather. Eggplants as well. They are warm crop vegetables, so they do like a warm weather, and they do like to be on a heated mat to germinate quicker. So I think that's it for today for the tomatoes. So today is March the 2nd, so I'm going to be planting these outdoors around May the 15th. And a lot of people think, oh, why you plant the seeds so early? Because if you look at in the back of these seeds, I will read it because it's very small. It says start indoors in a warm, well lighted area 6 to 8 weeks before planting outdoors. So they have to be 6 to 8 weeks inside. So let's say 8 weeks. 8 weeks is about March the 15th, April the 15th, that's 4 weeks, and May the 15th, that's 8 weeks. But it will take these seeds 7 to 10 days to germinate at 70 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So the seed's gonna be inside the soil from 7 to 10 days. So I'm gonna say like 7 days, that's the minimum, so that's a week. So you always have to add that week to the 6 to 8 weeks. So these going to be indoors. Usually I keep the tomatoes 10 weeks indoors before I plant them outside. But of course, 1 week before I plant them outside, I will show you that you have to get those seedlings used to be outside. So you gotta take them outside for a couple of hours when it's not too sunny or in a shady area, because the direct sunlight can actually burn the plant. So you have to take them outside for a couple of hours every day, up to a week before you transplant them completely outside. So I believe it's called acclimate them to the outdoors. And I did buy this year a greenhouse, but it's like a portable small greenhouse, so I'm gonna use that to acclimate my seedlings. So it's still in the package. I got it from Amazon. I will have a review, and I will install it, and we'll talk about the little greenhouse. I will test it and see how I like it. So this is for the tomatoes. That's why I'm planting them today. So it's a little early, but I'd rather start early because sometimes by May the 15th it's still kind of chilly outside, so it depends where you live. I'm in Maryland zone 7, so sometimes by May the 15th it's nice outside and sometimes it's too cold. Last year I had to cover my tomatoes and peppers and eggplants. I had to cover them with a plastic tarp. Make sure to keep them warm at night. Same thing with for the eggplants. In the back it will say start 8 to 10 weeks indoors before you plant them outside, and it will take eggplants 10 to 21 days to germinate. That's a long time for the seed to stay inside the soil before it comes out. So 8 to 10 weeks plus the 10 to 21 days. So right now actually is perfect to start eggplant seeds indoors and then to transplant these outside. So I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to put out more videos. I've been very busy lately, so I'm gonna try to post at least 1 to 2 videos a week. I am gonna try my best. I will film as I plant my seeds. So today I planted tomatoes and eggplants, and I'm probably gonna plant, if it's not today, maybe tomorrow, I want to plant other vegetables like kale and peas, onions, because kale and peas, they need to go outside in April because they like the cold weather, especially the sugar snap peas. They don't like when it's too hot, so I'm gonna have to plant them very soon. So I might film another video today about the peas